let's drive now this Cupra Formentor. I really like the start and stop engine here on the steering wheel, and the drive select also on the steering wheel. That gives a very sport appearance to the cockpit of the Formentor. We're gonna start in the normal driving mode. It is actually quite difficult to find the different settings here on the user interface. For example, I want to visualize the driving mode now, and I really don't know exactly where to go to find that. Okay, whatever. We have a little sign here on the digital cockpit that showed me which mode I actually have. So we're gonna start in the normal mode. Let's go. I really like this sculpted hood. It is very sporty, especially viewed from the driving position. As a reminder, 2 liters, 4 cylinders turbocharged engine with 310 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. The driving position is very good. I find the Formentor to be quite noisy from the cabin. You hear the engine, and I'm not even on sport or Cupra mode yet. But it's okay, I guess. If you decide to buy the sporty version of a car, you know that you're gonna get some engine noise. But we're gonna come back to that a little bit later. So let's move now to the Cupra mode, the most interesting one for this car, right? And you could hear the noise change. I hope you got it on camera with the GoPro Micro. But when you go on Cupra mode, you got a generated sound that comes from the front of the dashboard, from the speaker located there on the front of the dashboard. And this is not the real noise of the engine, and you get this noise only into the cabin of the car. So this is up to you whether you like it or not. I personally don't like the idea that I have a fake sound, that I hear a fake sound in the cabin that nobody hears outside. Listen. It is a little bit too much if you ask me. It is more like a V8 sound than a 4-cylinder sound. So maybe the Cupra sound engineers did a little bit too much here. Ooh, I'm driving a Mustang. The suspensions are firm in this Cupra configuration, but it is still drivable. Very good sensations. You can really feel the 310 horsepower. The torque is not that high, 400 Newton meters of torque, but still, for an SUV of this size, it is really dynamic. I don't feel the weight of the car. The car weighs 1.6 tons. I'm quite surprised about the handling of the car for an SUV again. I think you can really have some fun driving with the Cupra Formentor. It feels very light. Let's try to do a start from 0 kilometers an hour. There's nobody behind me. So let's do it now. Quite good. I'm gonna go on sport instead of Cupra, just to avoid hearing that fake sound in the cabin. I'm on sports now. The sound is still there. Ah, that is better. Wow, this car is really dynamic. I love the handlings. Wow. Quite surprised. I think this car would fit very well people that would like to have an SUV style, but not that much SUV. This looks more like a raised hatchback than a proper SUV. So if you like this kind of bodyworks, but you want to have some things with style, quite aggressive, a sporty look, then the Cupra Formentor is the right car for you. The engine is decent, you get a decent amount of power, and you can really play with it. And again, what really impressed me the most is the handling. I wasn't expecting so good handling from this kind of car, and it feels also very light given the weight of the car. Let's go again on Cupra. You can hear the sound change. Obviously everything gets stiffer. I think I would drive this car mostly on Cupra, but probably I would get annoyed by that engine sound in the cabin. Wow, you won't believe this is an SUV actually. Let's go on manual now. The DSG 7-speed gearbox is quite responsive. No lags. Downgrade. Third. Second. Instant response. Good. Handling and gearbox are really good in the Cupra Formentor. I think it is a valid alternative to a car like Audi S3, for example. Different shape, of course, but you can feel this is a sports car. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, a sports SUV. This car is gonna come with the Audi 5 cylinders engine, and I guess that one is gonna be really good. The question I'm asking myself is, would I like to hear this fake engine sound all day long, every time? I don't know. I'm sure you can turn it off from the settings, but settings are so complicated. I'm not familiar with the Seat user interface, that I would have to figure out how to turn that sound off from the cabin. Because the frustrating part of this is that you are the only one to hear it. You don't hear this sound from the outside. But anyway, those are modern cars. So if you want to change the sound from the cabin, you have to go on individual mode, and then you can change everything individually. And you got here the engine sound Cupra, and you can go comfort. So there you go. We're gonna try to do a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. I got the Racebox Pro with me, so we're gonna be able to measure that in a kind of professional way. So let's try. There's nobody. So I got 5 4.2, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. The official figures are 4.9. This is just me sucking at it. I need to practice. Also, I had the traction control completely off, so I may want to try with the traction control on. I got 5.6. I guess I suck at it. So there you have it. That was a drive of the brand new Cupra Formentor. I hope you did enjoy this video. If yes, please give a thumb up and don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Also, please consider following me on Instagram Wiz1972 if you want to know the latest and greatest about myself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.